Is it time for the governor to get a pay raise? Maine pays its governor just $70,000 per year, which is less than any state in the country. Governor LePage and a number of legislators think it's time to lose that distinction.
LePage is proposing to pay the next governor $150,000 and raise the per diem expense allowance for legislators. We want to know what you think too. How
much should the next governor be paid? $70,000, the current wage, or should it go up to $100,000 or even $150,000?
If you'd like to vote, head to newscentermaine.com/pulse or head to our mobile app and click on the Pulse tab. Now, this is an issue the legislature has spoken about in the past.
As News Center's Don Carrigan reports, the outcome could be different this time.
Being governor of Maine is clearly no 9-to-5 job. You do get a house and the car. But Paul LePage is paid the same $70,000 salary John McKernan was paid in 1987, the same as Angus King in 1994, the same as John Baldacci in 2002. No raise for 30 years. Baldacci told us by phone it's time to change that.
And I don't know what the right figure is, but I think they need to look at it.
To raise the pay for the person in the Blaine House, of course, requires a vote in the State House. Representative John Martin agreed to sponsor the pay raise bill. Did the governor come to you, ask you to sponsor this?
The governor did call, and I met with him last week.
He says the governor makes less than members of his own cabinet and a number of other jobs in state government.
You've got over a couple hundred people that are making way above what the governor is making.
Will other legislators agree? In a year with lots of requests for money, that may be a question. Republican Heather Siraki, who opposes a lot of spending ideas, said the governor does need a raise, but isn't sure how many others will agree.
So we have some tremendous financial needs here in the state, and this may or may not rise to that level of concern.
One of the arguments for raising the governor's pay is to attract more successful, high-income people to want to run for the office. But this year, at least, Maine does not seem to have a shortage of people wanting to be the next governor. There are a dozen candidates on the ballot, 5 Republicans and 7 Democrats. Democrat Betsy Sweet said pay isn't the biggest thing.
I think there's lots of people who need an increase in wages in Maine. I'm not sure I'd start with the governor.
And Republican Garrett Mason agreed money is not the motivator.
It's not the biggest, most, the biggest thing that you're looking at when you're running for office. You're doing it because you love the state.
And walking by the Blaine House, we met 2 women who work for the state, who told us a raise for the boss is probably overdue.
I think what he proposed is pretty reasonable, $150,000. It's a huge responsibility.
I think so too. Yeah, it is a very big responsibility.
It all depends on what the people across the street have to say. In Augusta, Don Carrigan, News Center, Maine.